All right, everybody, welcome back to Friday, August 27th. For today, ladies and gentlemen, not too much, pretty basic stuff. We finished up the binder check. We were really doing some reflection and response questions to that. I had you guys start the Walk in My Shoes project, and I'm going to go over what it is. Our exit ticket was slammed. Our homework is get organized. We have binder check for next week, so make sure you are staying organized. Okay, so for our do now, we had that binder check, that reflection we did with it, and then we started the Avid shoe activity. Walk a mile in my shoes. Shoes are a metaphor for your life, folks. Everybody has different shoes. So I showed you guys this, and each of you have a paper copy of it. We talked about the All-Star shoe. Some of you guys are like, whoa, that's an interesting shoe. I know. Well, everybody, let me go back to the metaphor just a little bit. When it comes to shoes, just about everybody has different shoes, ladies and gentlemen. I know we might all be either Vans or Converse. Some of you guys like your Crocs. That's okay. It kind of represents us. We're all a little bit different. Sometimes we like similar styles or similar things, but everybody adds their own flair to them. The following activity that we're doing has 10 components to it that really is just reflecting on you, your life. We're doing a lot of reflection in these early phases before we fully jump into the college materials and kind of add that to our own lives. So, for number one, we'll talk about each one of these actually in just a second. I wanted just to show you each of these. You did answer all 10 of these questions in complete sentences in class on Friday. And we looked at some shoes. I had a cool little shoe compilation. Most of you guys did like the high top shoe. I saw a few kind of puffy shoes like this from our gentlemen. Our ladies chose some fairly cute shoes. I did see one Croc. So we all kind of chose a shoe that represents our personalities or what we just like to wear. Then we got into what some of the responses can look like. Whether you guys wanted to do typed or written down. Most of you chose to do it written down, which is fine. This is actually very close to what some of your shows look like on Friday. So some of my expectations as you are drafting, today is day one. I want you to think about each question. Okay, you have all 10 questions. I gave you the paper for a reason, and I gave you all of Friday to write down your responses before we started drafting our shoes. I don't want you to answer any questions unless I've seen that you try to respond at least to something on the paper. Okay, respond to each question thoughtfully in a complete sentence. And think about what kind of shoe represents your personality and draw it on the blank paper. Most of you got to the drawing and finishing. So these were the first 5 prompts. You can follow them on your paper copy in class. They have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And they kind of travel up the shoe, which we talked about. That's pretty cool. All right. Okay. So first prompt. Talk about. This is on the tongue of the shoe. What are subjects you and your friends talk about at lunch? We had a fun little argument about what SM is. We don't know. But what are some things you like to talk about on the tongue of the shoe? And then the heels. What do you dig your heels into? What are some hobbies you love to do? Is it painting? Is it drawing? Is it singing? What do you love to do? What are you passionate about? Number 3, labels. This is like directly on the label of the shoe. What are 2 traits or things that you identify with? Do you feel like you identify as being a skater? Are you kind? What are 2 tags that you can give your identity? Okay. For example, Ms. Ornelas let you guys know that Ms. Ornelas is a Latinx first-generation student. Those are 2 of my tags. I'm first generation of my family, and I am Latinx. So those are some labels we have. Soul searching. So this is on the sole of the shoe towards the bottom, past the heel. Where you go or want to go to relax and think. Where do you do your best thinking? For some of you, you might not necessarily have a space, or you've never taken the time to really think of a space where you can just relax and be you. This was your opportunity to think about that. Support. What person supports you, now or in the past? I put that it can be you. Sometimes we are our own best support systems. But who are these people? Put it down. Okay, your second 5 prompts. What are you running around doing? What are you always running around? What are some chores or some errands that you have to do regularly? Some of you said school, and I let you put it down because I thought that was fair. Some of you have a lot of extracurriculars with school. Walk. Where do you enjoy going with friends and family? So where do you like to go? That has to do with walk. Keep you on your toes. So this is on the toe section. What are some goals that keep you motivated to get up every day? Okay, some goals that get me up every day is being here with you guys. Some of my other goals are getting my master's. That keeps me on my toes because Mr. Nellis has to start applying. So what are some thoughts? Water to eyes. What are some things or situations that just make you happy? And we had a long conversation about this because some of you were like, what do you mean crying of happiness? Crying of happiness, ladies and gentlemen, is not just being sad about a situation in life. It's really just having that much joy. And lastly, 10. Some situations that can cause knots. These are by the knots of the shoelaces. What are some things or situations that just genuinely make you unhappy? Okay? As you are comfortable sharing them with me, you can write them down. The schedule, day 1 today, Friday, August 27th. This is the drafting responses on draft paper. On Tuesday when we come back, you guys are going to start drawing your shoes, and then you're going to present them on day 3. Wednesday, if we have time. If not, next Friday, we will be presenting them, okay? All right. And then our exit ticket for days, why is it important to reflect on our scholarly attributes? All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, as always, please feel free to reach out to me before or after school, and I'll see you guys in class.